Okay, I'm going to explain to you how, when you first receive your blast chiller, what you should do to get it ready to be able to use. The unit comes with a protective white plastic over the stainless steel. You can remove all of that if you please. If you want to just take the front off, you can do what you want. But just be advised that it's not really white, it's all stainless steel. First thing you should do is, you should open the door, and with a pair of sharp scissors or a pair of cutters, you should snip the ties that we use to hold the shelves in place, okay? And remove the shelves. Okay, once you've cut the ties and removed all the shelves, you should remove this. This is your drip pan, your two drip pan holders that need to be mounted to the bottom of the unit, and your instruction manual is all inside the unit. Now, next you should remove the cover for the drain. This is just a piece of adhesive that's holding the drain plug in place. You should remove that. And you also should remove the two shipping blocks that are designed to hold the evaporator coil and fan assembly in place when you're done. Now, while you're here, there's two screws, one here and one here. Make sure that those are tight with a screwdriver, because sometimes they come loose in shipping. If those are not tight, the unit will not operate, because there's a safety interlock to protect people from getting their hands hurt by the fans. So once you're assured that those are nice and tight, you can then put your shelves back in, plug the unit into the appropriate 208 three-phase outlet, depending on your unit, maybe single phase or it may be hardwired, and then you can begin to use the unit. Okay, inside the drying pan, as I told you, you'll find your operations manual, which gives you instructions on how to operate the unit, instructions on how to mount the drain pan, etc. So you also will have some wiring diagrams that are good for your service company. There's be two brackets that are together, and the nuts and bolts to mount the brackets to the bottom of the unit so you can have the drain pan. Now, in case your unit is being mounted directly with a floor drain, you won't need to use this, but you should verify that and install this if you need to. This is a 10mm wrench. So the only thing you need to make sure you have before you start is a 10mm wrench. You'll need to install two nuts, two bolts with washers on one side and on the other side through the holes that were provided. And the instructions are in your manual. Okay, now we're going to discuss some of the preventive maintenance things that you should be doing to maintain your unit and its peak performance. One of the first things you should do, and you should do it depending on what kind of products you're using, anywhere from 3 months to once a year. And what you need to do is you need to remove the shelves, and you need to unscrew these two screws. And the cover, the hinged cover with the fans attached will swing out of your way. And what you just need to use is a stiff bristle brush and just clean the evaporator coil. Always in an up and down motion, pushing everything to the bottom, and then carefully removing anything that comes to the bottom pan out with either a vacuum cleaner or a soft towel. When you're done with that, it won't allow the unit to tighten. Just close the cover and then put the screws back in and make sure they're tight, because there's an interlock that won't allow the unit to run if the screws are not tightened completely. Okay? Okay, the next thing we're going to discuss in the preventative maintenance area is keeping your condensing coil clean. So there are two thumb screws at the bottom of the unit that you need to unscrew, but you don't need to remove, you just need to loosen them, and then your grill will come right off, and you slide it down and out of the way, and all you need to do is you can either brush this with a stiff bristle brush or use a vacuum cleaner and gently up and down, being very careful because these fins are sharp and also very delicate, to clean the unit. And this should be done, depending on how clean or what kind of atmosphere in the kitchen, anywhere from monthly to quarterly. But the more often you do it, the more efficient your unit's going to run, and it's going to maintain, and it won't build up too much heat. With the shelves removed again, the interior of the unit is high polished 300 series stainless steel, mirror polished. When you're cleaning this out, you should just use a soft towel, a moist towel with mild soap and water. Never take any abrasive to the inside of the cabinet. The reason the cabinet is finished like this is to prevent any kind of friction being created and creating heat in what you're trying to remove heat from the cabinet. And number two, to allow the UV system to reflect and make sure it covers the entire inside area of the blast chiller. If you need to remove these for cleaning, they just simply pop up and pull out. And you can just pull them, wash them, and bring them back and install them in the opposite way. They just snap right in place, and then you can just put your shelves in, close the unit, and you're ready to go. If you have any questions on how to service your unit or take care of your unit, or any questions regarding whether you should be doing other preventative maintenance for special conditions such as moist or cold atmospheric temperatures, etc., just give us a call on the number on your manual, and we'd be happy to help you. And there's also, and finally, if you have any service issues or any questions regarding service, or who your service agent is in your area, on every unit there's an 800 number and a service sticker for 24-hour service. All you need to do is dial that number, talk to them, give them your location, have your model number and your serial number available, and they'll get somebody out to you, or they can talk to you and help you with any problems you may have.